Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
This is Network News for Wednesday, July the 10th of 2024. I'm Stasia Blake. In the headlines tonight, CCRF to make payouts to the government of Grenada of over US $44 million. Despite being built to endure Category 4 hurricane conditions, Limlair solar plant now lies in ruins. Temporary debris sites established on Carriacou to facilitate cleanup. And CARICOM heads of government meeting still on after being pushed back by Hurricane Beryl. And the CBI program deadline extended. In regional news, Trinidad Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley announces a new crime plan for Tobago. While on the international front, Indonesia intensifies search for dozens buried in landslide that killed at least 23 people. Coming up in sports, cricket West Indies Rising Stars under-19 bowls off tomorrow in St. Vincent, while West Indies navigates through early setback against the English at Lord's. We'll have all the details for you right after this break.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. During this week, Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility, that's CCRIF, will make payouts to the government of Grenada totaling about US $44 million. That's EC $118 million, following the passage of Hurricane Beryl, which totally devastated 90% of all buildings. That includes the airport, marinas, gas stations, the hospital, and homes on the islands of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. The north of mainland Grenada was also not spared the wrath of Hurricane Beryl, with damage to homes, the agriculture and forestry sectors, and electric utility transmission and distribution, not to mention water distribution systems. Under the tropical cyclone policy, the CCRIF will cover the perils of wind and storm surge in the amount of US $42,425,110. Under the coast fisheries policy, the CCRIF will cover the perils of wind, storm surge, rainfall, and high waves in the amount of US $1,066,667. Under the excessive rainfall policy, Grenada will receive US $548,850. CCRIF's parametric insurance policies make payments based on the intensity of an event and the amount of loss calculated in a pre-agreed model caused by these events. The payout to Grenada on its tropical cyclone policy is the single largest payout by CCRIF. Until now, Haiti had the single largest payout from CCRIF, having received just under US $40 million following the 2021 earthquake. The much-anticipated solar PV plant in Limlair, Carriacou, is now in ruins. Christina John visited the site while on the Sister Isle and filed this report.
Designed to withstand harsh weather conditions, the Carriacou Solar PV plant was built, according to officials, to endure a Category 4 hurricane and wind speed up to 170 miles per hour. This project, which was the first of its kind, was geared towards moving Grenada away from fossil fuel dependence into renewable energy, providing a more sustainable and cheaper power supply for all citizens on the island of Carriacou. After investing over $3 million in a state-of-the-art PV solar system on the sister island, it is no more. The plant was part of a broader regional project spanning 6 islands with a total investment exceeding US $50 million. This hybrid battery storage project located at Limle in Carriacou was approved under the UAE Caribbean Renewable Energy Fund through the government of the United Arab Emirates at a cost of $3.2 million US. Had it not been impacted, the solar plant was expected to significantly reduce fuel consumption by approximately 30,000 gallons annually. This reduction not only promised substantial savings for Grenlec, but also a critical step towards Grenada's goal to enhancing its energy security and sustainability. The Limle Solar PV plant is one of several climate resilience projects actively implemented by the government of Grenada. In 2017, the Caribbean Development Bank, the CDB, approved a grant of US $231,630 to support Grenada's capacity for planning and implementing its geothermal energy development roadmap. The Carriacou Solar PV plant featured over 1,400 solar panels that are now ruined. Reporting on location of the PV solar plant in Limle in Carriacou, I am Christelina John for GBN News.
The Grenada Solid Waste Management Authorities established temporary debris sites on Carriacou to facilitate cleanup. More in this Christelina John report.
With a cleanup drive set to begin this weekend on Carriacou, the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, the GSWMA, has established 5 sites to collect the tons of debris that will be gathered. Hurricane Beryl's destructive onslaught on July 1st left 98% of properties on Carriacou and Petit Martinique either damaged or destroyed, with tons of waste accumulated as a result. Mona Julian is the communications manager at the GSWMA.
What we are doing currently is the implementation of our debris management plan, and for Carriacou we have established the first of 5 of the debris management sites, having collaborated with the Ministry of Infrastructure Development to get permission to use some of the playing fields up there. And so the first facility was established at the Hillsborough playing field, and that facility is up and running, and we are hoping that by this weekend, by Friday, we would have the other 4 facilities established at Dover playing field, Mount Pleasant, Harveyvale and Bel Air playing fields in Carriacou, and at the Petit Martinique playing field.
According to Mrs. Julian, each of these sites is being divided into quadrants. Each site will have a marshal who will be on hand to direct vehicles coming on site to deposit waste at the facility. Julian encourages persons coming to the facility with mixed waste to adhere to instructions from the marshals to ensure that the waste type is deposited at the correct site. This, she said, will speed up efforts to process each waste type.
Now, one of the challenges that we have is that we have specific measures in place for the management of these sites in terms of where, what goes where, as we are collecting 4 different waste types. We're in the process of putting measures in place to have all of these facilities divided into quadrants for the receipt of metal waste, wood, meaning timber, treated timber, trees and tree limbs, and white goods and other bulky waste. As I was saying there, we do have the challenge in terms of personnel to manage these facilities. So I just use this as an opportunity to appeal to volunteers both in Carriacou and Petit Martinique to assist. If you live in those areas, Dover, Mount Pleasant, Harveyvale and Bel Air, in Carriacou and, of course, in Petit Martinique, you can come forward to make yourself available, because what we want to do is that to have some order in terms of the receipt of waste coming in.
It was further explained that collection team will start operations in communities across Carriacou using color-coded trucks. Trucks with bold blue markers to the front would be for windows, galvanized and metals. Those with yellow would be for treated lumber, plywood and other timber or wood. Green will be for vegetation, biodegradable, green waste and trees, and red will be for white goods and other bulky household items. The authority has also dispatched its industrial wood chipper to Carriacou and has commenced the shredding of trees. The chipper will be taken to communities throughout Carriacou to shred fallen trees. Julian also spoke to the adequate disposal of chemicals.
In terms of the other waste types, I can confirm that we were preparing to receive biomedical waste at the facility, at our Dumfries facility. However, we can confirm through our occupational health and safety officer, who is also in Carriacou, engaged in the preparation, that the incinerator at the hospital, it is now up and running, and he has made contact between both the Princess Royal Hospital and the mobile hospital to have all biomedical waste now go over to the incinerator at that facility.
Chrislina John, GBN News.
As residents of the Sister Isle try to come to terms with the effects of Hurricane Beryl, the importance of psychosocial support has come into play, as some professionals from the mainland have been helping residents to cope. More in this Rena Pierre-Thomas report.
Professionals from the mainland has been mobilizing efforts to help the residents of Carriacou and Petit Martinique cope with the aftermath of the hurricane, which left a trail of destruction in its wake, with significant damage to homes, infrastructure, and the local economy. Many residents have been left homeless, unemployed, and struggling to rebuild their lives. Sylvan McIntyre, special coordinator in charge of the response team in the Sister Isles, explained that a team of mental health professionals and social workers from the mainland has already visited the island to offer crucial psychosocial support.
It's something that we were dreaming to see, that when there is an impact by a natural event or otherwise that is of a particular magnitude, the psychosocial intervention is critical. We saw that lacking in a lot of responses, not only in Grenada but around the Caribbean. But on this occasion, the psychosocial intervention was speedy. We had 3 experts that came from Grenada. They came to the EOC, they slept with us, they walked with us, and they went to the shelter and they saw people. I mean, what they expressed to us was sometimes heart-wrenching in terms of how people were trying to deal with the situation. But what we found is that the intervention was really critical, it was crucial, and it was timely.
McIntyre says that support from some NGO has led to additional psychosocial support for the children on the islands.
And we wanted to expand on that. We do have some of our other partners here that are providing that kind of a support. The support is continuing as we go. Today, just around this afternoon, there's Global Women. They are making some kind of an intervention as well, and they're targeting the children to do some games you may see them somewhere along. So they are targeting children at the shelters today, and they have invited children from the communities that have their own shelter to also come out so that they can work with them. I hope that that's probably a page that the Caribbean could really use if they're not really doing it, because I know what that meant to things in the past.
The special coordinator also highlighted some of the signs that can be identified when someone is in need of professional help.
Some people start getting a little bit reserved. Some people just start walking quite a bit, and some people, the eye get teary, and so you realize that they're going through some emotions. And The people who work here, sometimes they don't speak at all, and they try to stay involved, and you can see that. But when you speak to them, say, well, I lost everything. I'm out here. This is my home. I don't have anywhere to go to. And so, even the way they express their hands expressions, their body language, you really tell that they need that kind of a support. So what I suggest that you try to look at the people that are immediately with us. They have some needs. They need food. We have been seeing some signs, and even us, the workers, the social workers, were telling us how to manage ourselves and the other people that are likely to be in their absence. So that's kind of crucial.
In the immediate aftermath of the hurricane, the focus on psychosocial support remains a crucial component of the overall relief efforts. By addressing the mental needs of the affected population, the hope is that residents can begin to rebuild their lives with a renewed sense of hope and resilience. Rena Thomas, GBN News.
Incoming chairman of CARICOM, Grenada's Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, has announced plans to proceed with the heads of government meeting later this month.
Notwithstanding that we've been punched in the face and that we've been knocked down, we are on our feet. Grenada is open for business. We will continue to be resilient, and so we do intend to proceed with the hosting of the CARICOM Heads of Government meeting later in July. We anticipate that by the end of today that we will confirm the exact dates for the meeting. As you recall, the conference was scheduled to be the actual week of the post-hurricane impact. We were supposed to start the Wednesday. The hurricane hit us on the Monday.
That was the Grenadian leader speaking at a press conference in St. George's earlier today. The new chairman's first order of business was a virtual meeting held last Friday in response to Hurricane Beryl, which wreaked devastation across several small islands on July 1st.
Since then, we have formed a subcommittee of prime ministers and other heads of government led by Prime Minister Mia Mottley. It comprises myself, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, the Prime Minister of Dominica, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. And our first order of business has been to engage with our partners, particularly the multilateral financial institutions, the IMF, the World Bank, the UN, to address how we are going to finance the recovery, the relief and cleanup efforts, and the various tools available at our disposal, as well as the approach that we will take on this issue.
He said CARICOM heads are also seeking to engage international partners, particularly UN and World Bank agencies specializing in damage assessments, to try and expedite the recovery process.
One of the challenges we face is that for a lot of the international organizations, I don't want to use the word dictate, but they have their own standards as it relates to damage assessment and data collection and the validation of this. The problem, though, is that it takes quite a while, oftentimes for this to happen, sometimes a month, sometimes 2 months. Now, you'd appreciate that from our perspective, we cannot wait a month or 2 months to be able to finance our response. The response has to happen immediately, and if it needs to be financed immediately.
The upcoming meeting is expected to focus on strategies to bolster the region's disaster preparedness and recovery capabilities, ensuring that CARICOM member states can effectively respond to future natural disasters. Prime Minister Mitchell emphasized the importance of solidarity and cooperation among CARICOM nations during this challenging time. And coming up, Grenlec working tirelessly to restore electricity to the sister isle. Stay with us.
Sound the alarm! Get your posse ready as the Spice Mass Corporation presents the highly anticipated Groovy and Power Soca Prelims. Groovy and Power Soca Prelims. Dates for the Groovy Soca Prelims: Wednesday, July 10th to Friday, July 12th on the Tantin Netball Court. And the Power Soca Prelims kicks off this Saturday, July 13th to Monday, July 15th on the Lassages Hard Court in St. David's. Admission only $10. Showtime 8 p.m. sharp. It's Soca and Mo Soca. It's the Groovy and Power Soca Prelims. Don't miss the experience.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians, from wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, up, up several notches, but the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Running a business is hard. Running a creative business, that's 10 times harder. The Grenada Office of Creative Affairs understands the unique challenges creative entrepreneurs face, especially when it comes to securing financing. That's why they have partnered with the Grenada Development Bank to launch the Creative and Cultural Industries Business Development Fund. Hello. Designed specifically for creative entrepreneurs like you and me. Unlock your full potential with our tailored financing options. Access loans of up to $50,000 at just 2% interest, empowering you to upgrade and expand your business. Receive business support vouchers of up to $5,000 to enhance your business plans, financial strategies, or marketing efforts. But that's not all. Nonprofits and community-based projects can secure grants of up to $25,000. So, what are you waiting for? Make the call today and learn how you can finance your dreams. Contact the Grenada Development Bank and unleash your creativity.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Ride in style with an easy ride loan from Ariza. Enjoy the comfort and convenience of your own vehicle for work or play. You've got places to go, and we're gonna help you get there easy. Enjoy competitive interest rates, specials on insurance, and offers from auto dealers. Ariza also has great offers on electric and fuel-efficient used and new vehicles. Apply for an easy ride loan from Ariza and drive away in style.
the Quartz Appliance Event. Cook it, fry it, bake it on a new Mabe stove for only $1,799. Stack it, pack it, and chill it with a Frigidaire 4-mount fridge for $2,749. Laundry piling up? Wash it, spin it, dry it in a Frigidaire 17-kilogram washing machine top, only $2,399. Get it now and pay later. It's the Quartz Appliance Event, only at Quartz, bringing value home. Offers end July 24th, 2024. Conditions apply.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
And welcome back. The Grenada Electricity Services Limited, GRENLEC, is well on its way to ensuring that some level of electricity is back on the sister isle of Carriacou and Petite Martinique after the devastating effects of Hurricane Beryl. More in this report from Christina John.
The Grenada Electricity Services Limited GRENLEC is making significant strides in restoring electricity to Carriacou and Petite Martinique following the devastating impact of Hurricane Beryl. Teams of workers are currently on the sister isles, commencing initial restoration work with a primary focus on re-establishing connections at health facilities and other essential services. During a recent briefing, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell emphasized the importance of this initiative.
We'll start with significant cleanup, and then after with the rollout of the transmission and distribution grid, as well as the plant itself, which suffered significant damage. We are also going to be focusing on major state infrastructure, such as the police station, to make sure that we can provide temporary roofing so that police officers can work and provide the safety and security for Carriacou. We'll be focusing on the hospital and the healthcare services. We'll also be focusing on the large schools which are either damaged, so that we can at least put temporary roofs over.
The Prime Minister also highlighted the expectations of regional assistance in the near future to bolster the restoration effort. In the meantime, generators will be deployed to provide temporary power solutions for essential services and other crucial areas on the island.
The need for generators, both at a domestic level and at a more commercial level, is great. We are hoping that once electricity is restored by the weekend, particularly in St. John, St. Mark, St. Andrew, and St. Patrick, that we will move all of the generators that we have in those areas to Carriacou and provide additional support to our brothers and sisters there, so that they can at least have some basic energy to do things like charge their mobile phones and get a cold drink or produce ice, etc. So that's part of the emphasis that we'll be focusing on in the coming week.
The Prime Minister has noted the importance of having essential services back online as they navigate the challenges posed by the hurricane's aftermath. The restoration of electricity is a significant step towards recovery and rebuilding, providing hope and a sense of normalcy for the affected communities.
It's going to be a very expensive restoration, rebuilding effort. It will have significant negative impact on Grenada's economy, as well as the government's budget and its fiscal situation, because in the case of Carriacou and Petite Martinique, we are going to have to rebuild from the ground up, literally, and we will have to be able to do so in a manner that could allow us to be more resilient and be able to withstand what clearly is now becoming a common thread of Category 4 and Category 5 monster storms that starts earlier and earlier in the year.
The combined efforts of local and regional partners are intended to restore full power to Carriacou and Petite Martinique, ensuring some semblance of normalcy as residents rebuild their lives. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
And that story came to us from Rena Pierre Thomas. Former Prime Minister Tillman Thomas has said government and the farming community are now tasked with ensuring agriculture rebounds, especially on the Sister Isles and in the northern parishes, which were most affected by Hurricane Beryl.
Well, it has impacted us in a very serious way, especially in the agricultural sector. Nutmegs in particular, breadfruit, avocado. I mean, the agricultural sector has taken a real beating. And nutmeg takes a few years to grow, so it's a real challenge. I believe we have to look at other crops now and going back to the agricultural sector.
Thomas, having witnessed Hurricanes Janet in 1955 and Ivan in 2004, believes the country was better prepared to respond to Hurricane Beryl. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell anticipates that by the end of the week, an initial assessment of the damage to agriculture will be completed before government attempts to address the situation.
Hoping that between Wednesday and Friday of this week that we would have the initial assessment of the damage to agriculture, to fishing, to aquaculture, to mariculture. And here we're including things like the sea moss farming, because all of this has been destroyed. Once we get that data, it puts us in a position to be able to indicate what the likely policy responses are going to be. We anticipate that we are going to have to do a number of things. Income support for farmers, all the input supports that's associated with, because everyone has to clean up and replant. It will take significant time to do so. We are also going to be looking at bilateral arrangements with partners that can help us to diversify and introduce new crops that have a shorter growing and yield time, so that we can help farmers with supplementing their income.
Grenada has extended the deadline for applicants to its Citizenship by Investment, or CBI, program under the old pricing structure. Originally, a revised pricing structure for the CBI program was scheduled to take effect on July 1st. However, following the passage of Hurricane Beryl, the new deadline is July the 12th, 2024. The Category 4 hurricane struck Grenada on July the 1st, causing widespread devastation and disruption, shutting down all banking systems. In a release, the Investment and Migration Agency, IMA, explained that Hurricane Beryl's impact hindered the ability of agents and the Grenada Cooperative Bank to meet the original deadline, necessitating additional time for preparation, recovery, and operational adjustments. It reads in part, and I quote, "Acknowledging the unforeseen challenges faced by our valued partners during this period, the agency has decided to extend the application submission deadline to the 12th of July, 2024. This extension aims to provide agents and the bank adequate time to effectively manage their responsibilities, considering recent events, and thereby ensuring the smooth processing of applications under the updated pricing framework," end quote. In March 2024, all countries except for St. Lucia in the OECS with a CBI program signed a memorandum of understanding that, among other things, established the minimum investment threshold. St. Lucia has since signed. That amount, as signed, was US $200,000, and the starting date was the 1st of July. Grenada's revised pricing structure was published in an extraordinary publication of the Government Gazette on June 26th. The threshold for a single applicant under the National Transformation Fund, or NTF, is US $235,000, while investing in an approved project will be US $270,000 for a single applicant or a family of up to 4. And still to come, Grenada among 3 islands to set benefit from $4.5 million humanitarian dollars in assistance. We'll have more details.
Mark your calendars for a day of non-stop fun and laughter. The St. George's Lions Club, Spice Mass, and Grenlec present All Mass 2024. It's all happening at the Grenada Youth Center on Sunday, July 21st, starting at 3 p.m. Tickets are just $35 for adults and $15 for children 12 and under. Grab yours from any Lions and Leo members, Grenadian Optical, and Clear Vision. All Mass promises humorous antics and infectious laughter for the whole family. Be there. This advertisement sponsored by Demerara Mutual Life. Am with them.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Play Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
International Support Group, ISG, your company of choice. You have a problem with mold? We're the company to call. ISG provides quality commercial janitorial services. We also focus on preventative maintenance, making sure that your building keeps functioning as it should. With ISG, you will have a peace of mind knowing that all your service needs are carried out by a quality, efficient, and friendly team of technicians. ISG is dedicated to industrial professionalism, safety, and exceptional customer satisfaction. Call us today at 473-410-5886 or email us at info@isg-grenada.com.
Fully 1 week. Nah. Telling you. You them boss dragon. Hello. You see that? About 10 that them make hard on them. Me a 38 man. But you are 92. Yeah. You need the number 1 run man. That is it. No what? Immense. Yeah. Number 1. Yeah, me too, man.
Whether sipped neat, mixed into a classic cocktail, or savored on the rocks, our rum delivers a taste that captivates and satisfies. Choose greatness. Choose Classcoat, the number 1 rum. Produced by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Grenada is among 3 islands set to benefit from a $4.5 million humanitarian assistance package from the United States through U.S. aid in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl. The other islands are Jamaica and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. More on the report from Rena Pierre-Thomas.
USAID has announced plans to provide substantial financial assistance to support recovery efforts across the Caribbean. $1 million each will be allocated to Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines to support relief efforts. This funding will provide shelter and emergency relief items to several thousand displaced individuals and offer market-based assistance to help households recover more flexibly. On Tuesday, USAID also donated relief supplies to the Grenada Red Cross in response to the hurricane's impact. Sylvan McIntyre, disaster risk management specialist and consultant to USAID, spoke about the donation's significance.
The donation, as you see, it seems small, but it is very symbolic. It is there for emergency response, and in this case, prepositioning, meaning that the understanding of an hyperactive hurricane season, the intent for USAID BHA was to have supplies and resources to entities within the Caribbean states. As a matter of fact, there was a bulk allowance for the countries for which BHA serve in the Caribbean to benefit from that. So Grenada benefited from a small portion, $5,000, the value of the items here.
McIntyre spoke of the cost of the donation and what it entails.
And we had to have identified, along with the Grenada Red Cross, what was specific to the need, what was going to be very relevant in this case, that the money was going to be able to cater for. And there are items for hygiene kits, so that people who are affected, they can keep the hygiene up to a particular level. Cleaning and sanitation, we have some items for that as well. And understanding that power is likely to be lost, as we see for Beryl. The intent to have lighting, we decided to get some solar lighting as well.
U.S. Ambassador to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Roger Nias, officially handed over the items, emphasizing the U.S. government's commitment to providing assistance wherever needed.
The Red Cross is an incredibly trusted partner, and we know that when a disaster strikes like this one, Red Cross is always there, and we're really proud to just making sure that people have the basics right now. So this is a very beginning gift of what will be a much larger contribution.
Representatives from the Grenada Red Cross expressed their gratitude to USAID and the U.S. government for their support.
So being here today and getting the support from USAID, we are really, truly grateful for all of you here. This partnership, it goes back, a few years. It goes back a long time, and we are grateful for your continued support. Now, these items were supposed to be pre-positioned, so we have there in the event of an emergency, and then up came Hurricane Beryl, and so here we are today. But we thank you for, expediting the process, and that we can have this here today.
USAID's humanitarian teams are currently in Grenada, working with partners and government to assess damage and address humanitarian needs, ensuring that aid reaches those most affected by the disaster. Rena Thomas, GBN News.
In response to the devastating impact of Hurricane Beryl, which struck on July the 1st, the European Union has allocated £450,000 in humanitarian aid to assist those affected in Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The hurricane caused widespread destruction, particularly affecting residential and commercial properties in the northern, eastern, and western regions of the island. Carriacou and Petit Martinique experienced near total destruction or damage to their housing stock. A news release from the European Commission office in Barbados announced that, and I quote, "In response to the impact of Hurricane Beryl in the Lesser Antilles, the EU has approved humanitarian aid to help address the most urgent needs of the affected populations in Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines," end quote. The aid will be channeled through the European Civil Protection and Humanitarian Aid Operations, also known as ECHO, of the European Commission. The funding will be utilized to aid the most vulnerable people affected by the hurricane. This includes cash assistance, water sanitation, hygiene supplies, food items, and other essential needs. Stay with us, your regional and international news, right after the break.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Glenwood, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Over the years and presently, customers have been winning exciting prizes while ensuring that benefits are realized for all Grenadians by supporting the games of the National Lotteries Authority.
I am Patrick Simmons, former Minister for Sports and National Athlete. The NLA has made significant investment in nation-building activities. Among them are the construction of health, sporting, cultural, educational, and community facilities. Additionally, they continue to provide funding to non-governmental organizations and individuals throughout the Tri-Island state. I support the NLA's mandate because I can see where the money goes.
Playing the games of the NLA guarantees support for sports, culture, and nation building throughout the Tri-Island state of Grenada.
And good evening, sports fans. Stephanie Taylor will be back with the Guyana Amazon Warriors for the 2024 Massey Women's Caribbean Premier League, the WCPL. Taylor led the Amazon Warriors to the final of the WCPL in 2023, where her team finished as runners-up. She'll be joined by fellow retained players Shabneem Ismail, Karishma Ramharak, Shemaine Campbell, Natasha McLean, and Shakira Salman. The newly signed players for the Amazon Warriors are Australian batter Aaron Burns, who won the WCPL with the Barbados Royals in 2023, and South African all-arounder Chloe Treon, who was with the Royals at the 2022 WCPL. There are 7 more spots in the squad left to be filled, and 6 of those players will be selected at the WCPL draft, which will take place in July. The final spot will be the last overseas player, which will be confirmed before the start of the tournament. The 2024 Massey WCPL will take place in Trinidad from the 21st to the 29th of August, and all 7 matches will be held at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. The Guyana Amazon Warriors squad before the draft is as follows: Stephanie Taylor, Shabneem Ismail, Karishma Ramharak, Shemaine Campbell, Natasha McLean, Shakira Salman, Chloe Treon, and Aaron Burns. West Indies found themselves on the back foot at stump on day 1 of the first test in their tour of England. Sent into bat after losing the toss, the Windies were dismantled for 121 all out as the English had a field day with the ball. The breakthrough came early when Braffett chopped on one and had bowled by Atkinson with the score on 34. 1 for 34 quickly shifted to 2 for 36 and then 3 for 44. In fact, 3 wickets fell with the score locked on 88. The Windies would eventually surrender the innings for 121 all out, with the only 3 batters registering scores beyond 20 runs. Debutant Mikhail Lewis top scored with 27. England would end the day on 189 for 3, a lead of 68 runs. Windward Islands will play defending champion Jamaica in their opening fixture of the West Indies Rising Stars Men's Under-19 Championship. The tournament bowls off tomorrow, July the 11th, in St. Vincent, and 4 Grenadians are on the Windward squad. They're Kurt and Kurtzen Murray, Raquel Sylvester, and Devani Joseph. The championship was initially set to commence on July the 2nd, with a 3-day competition preceding a 50-over tournament. The updated format will feature 4 rounds of 2-day matches and 5 rounds of 50-over matches. And finally, the 2024 Paris Olympics will introduce fresh faces competing in some brand new sports. Breaking, commonly referred to as breakdancing, and kayak cross will make Olympic debuts in Paris this summer. Several sports, including surfing, skateboarding, and sport climbing, will make their return to the summer game after their 2021 debut in Tokyo. According to the official Paris 2024 website, Paris organizers have made it clear that they're aiming to appeal to younger fans by featuring sports that are closely associated with youth and which reward creativity and athletic performance. Meanwhile, some other sports that were featured at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics and Games, including baseball, softball, and karate, will not make an appearance in Paris this year. And that's what's been happening in the world of sports. And now for a look at what's been happening around the region and the wider globe today. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley announces a new crime plan for Tobago, which includes deploying more police officers from Trinidad on a rotational basis. It comes a day after the island registered its first quadruple murder, with Tobago recording 16 killings so far this year. Dr. Rowley says he's displeased at the unprecedented escalation of serious crime. CNC3 reports.
I am not happy at all, and it diminishes me, and I think it diminishes all of Tobago.
Fed up with escalating crime on the island he grew up on, Dr. Rowley planned to host the National Security Council in Tobago to discuss a plan to fight back. Timely, since on the eve of the meeting, Black Rock was stunned by a quadruple murder, marking 16 killings so far this year, when compared to 14 for all of 2023.
We failed in the prevention, and therefore it has happened.
He believes part of the problem is that
the policing effort is not as sharp as it should be, largely because of the general maxim of familiarity breeds contempt.
As a result, police from Trinidad will be deployed to the sister isle on rotation.
And I ask the people of Tobago, when this begins to happen, that you receive this kind of operation as being in your benefit and not trampling on your rights and privileges of being Tobagonian. We all need to work together.
Additionally, as of yesterday, more officers were deployed to join GEB and IATF in Tobago. CCTV footage will be monitored from within Tobago. E99 is to be rerouted to answer calls from Tobago within Tobago, and the island will benefit from its portion of 2,500 CCTV cameras to be installed in the country. These measures are welcomed by the Chief Secretary.
In St. Lucia, civil engineer John Peters has suggested incentives and tax breaks as ways to persuade citizens to build or retrofit homes to be climate resilient. He spoke in light of the path of destruction left by Hurricane Beryl in the Caribbean. DBS Television will tell us more.
Hurricane Beryl has left Caribbean communities grappling with severe devastation from extremely strong winds. The speed at which the record-breaking storm developed has emphasized the urgency of taking proactive measures to address the escalating risks associated with climate change. Civil engineer John Peters has emphasized the critical role that the public and private sectors and individual citizens play in ensuring that infrastructure, particularly homes, is built with resilience in mind.
We have had more rain events than wind events over the last few years. And we have built, I would say, a fair degree of resilience in our infrastructure in rebuilding after Hurricane Thomas and Tropical Storm Debbie and others. So there is a built-in level of resilience in our infrastructure. What hasn't happened is that associated translation into the homes and home construction. And that is where the worry lies, because we need to begin to look at how we fix our roofs during the construction phase, whether or not we need to begin to look at concrete roofs more than the galvanized finished roofs. The whole question of retrofitting of the roofs now need to be considered.
In its trail of destruction, Hurricane Beryl left hundreds of dwelling places and businesses without roofs.
The Indonesian government has deployed more search and rescue workers to a remote part of the island of Sulawesi after a landslide on Sunday. At least 23 people have been killed. The weather and road collapses have hampered rescue efforts.
One body bag after another, carried by search and rescue workers from the site of one of Indonesia's worst gold mine accidents in recent years. With the weather clearing up for a few hours on Tuesday, the dead were able to be airlifted, but there was no sight of any survivor.
We still anticipate bad weather, plus it is taking 4 to 5 hours by land to get heavy equipments here. So these are hampering search and rescue operations.
There were nearly 400 personnel involved in search and rescue work by Tuesday, but there was only one backhoe on site. Most of the digging was being done with hand tools despite the scale of the disaster. Torrential rains last weekend triggered a landslide and buried a small-scale gold mine in a remote village on Sulawesi Island. Many of those who managed to escape are in hospital, with harrowing tales of how they survived and watching other miners get buried alive.
Once the landslide stopped, I stopped moving, but I was still conscious. I had difficulty breathing, so I thought for sure I would not survive.
Rickson Bohongo was carried away by the landslide and found himself 50 meters away from his camp.
From one side, there was a landslide, while on the other side, there was a river that was still rushing. So the three of us, one injured at his waist, and two including me with injured legs.
And that's what's been happening around our globe today. And now for a recap of the night's top headlines. CCRF to make payout to the government of Grenada of over US $44 million. Despite being built to endure Category 4 hurricane conditions, Limlair solar plant now lies in ruins. Temporary debris sites established on Carrier Coup to facilitate cleanup and CARICOM heads of government meeting still on after being pushed back by Hurricane Beryl. And the CBI program deadline has been extended. In regional news, Trinidad Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley announces a new crime plan for Tobago. And in international news, Indonesia intensifies search for dozens buried in landslide that killed at least 23 people. In sport cricket, West Indies Rising Stars under-19 bowls off tomorrow in St. Vincent, while West Indies navigates through the early setback against the English at Lord's. If you missed any part of this newscast, there'll be a rebroadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Stasia Blake, and that's the news. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a pleasant evening.